Alright guys, we are live, I think. Yeah, we're live. Cool. Happy Friday guys. Another week gone. Which, it's crazy. I say it every day. I have that much to do these days that I'm just like, I'm not even paying attention to time. Time at this point, I don't even know what time means anymore. Like, it just goes so quick. I literally start my morning and I'm like, right, I've got all this stuff to do. And right now it's 9 PM and I'm like, holy crap, my to-do list is still massive. But I guess it's part of building a business. It's part of being an entrepreneur, to be honest. You never actually finish what you need to get done. Especially if you're ambitious and you want to do like, you know, loads of different projects, different companies. I don't think you ever get to a position where your work is complete. The list keeps going on.
Picture this, you're sat in London's greatest ballroom, surrounded by
I keep getting ads for AdCon. I'm definitely not going, but if anyone is, let me know. Let me know how it goes. I feel like it's just a guy trying to sell something. Let me find some better music. Let's try this. Chris Luno. OG Chris Luno. This is more like it. Sean, what's up, man? Vivid, what is up? How old am I? I'm 25. 26 in April. It's kind of scary. It's kind of stressful. I feel like I haven't made it yet. I've got a long way to go and I'm like 26 and shit. I need to hurry the hell up. Before you know it, I'll be 30. Back in late night grind, yes sir. Always. I'm always late night grinding, to be honest. Like, I work till about midnight most days. Apart from weekends. Although, I don't work straight till midnight on weekends, but I'm usually on my laptop till about then. Bro, what product? This product is fashion accessories. You need help scaling. What are you selling? What percentage of guarantee is paid ads beneficial? You think organic first, then paid ads? I mean, I don't disagree with you. I think if you nail organic, then you've got learnings to then go on paid ads. The question really is like your position, right? If you have, I don't know, let's say I start a new company, you've got 10K to spend. I would definitely do ads. But if you've only got like £500 to spend, $500, then you definitely need to do organic. So it really depends on your situation. But organic impressions are more valuable than paid, and you can build your brand through organic. You can leverage it. I work 9 to 5, but all the stuff makes an actual difference. Gets done at night. 100%. I'm the same. I used to be a morning guy, to be fair. I used to wake up super early when I was younger. I'd be in the office by like 6 a.m. and I would smash it out, and I'd leave kind of early on. But now I prefer to just sleep in and work late. I don't know why. Just started my first top of funnel, low funnel campaign instead of a wonky one. Nice. How's that going for you? Does he even answer? Yeah, of course I do. Did you hear my answer? I said for your brand, like, what are you trying to scale? Could I review your ads on the TikTok Live? Sure. You'd have to tell me the name of the brand. Agency model own brands. I don't understand the question, sorry. Are you asking if I do the agency model or if I own my own brand? Is that the question? Dan the Baking Man. What am I looking at? Facebook Ads Library, right? I'm guessing. Let's see if I can pull it up. What country are you in as well? Because sometimes Freddie Worldwide doesn't always show up properly. Let me see. You're a health food shop. United States. Okay. Yeah, because I just put United Kingdom in, there's no ads. Let me try 1 second. This is your brand, I'm guessing, right? Oh, there's only one that comes up for this. I'm on dark mode on everything right now, so that's why I might look a bit odd. DTBM cookies bring joy to snack time without the sugar. Yeah, I mean, I like the copy. I'm looking at your ad copy first before I look at the image. How much testing have you done with the messaging? Because personally, right, so can I refresh this? Let me see if I can get this up again. I can't. So when you're scrolling through Facebook, especially on the Facebook feed, right, this is what really shows up, and then you have to click, and then you obviously see the rest of it. So my question is, how much testing have you done with this? Because DTBM cookies bring joy to snack time, to me, is a little bit generic. I feel like you could do something much better where you actually call out these benefits right here. Like these gluten-free, like sugar-free cookies are what people are raving about. Do you know what I mean? I'm just like coming up with something on the spot, but I feel like this could be catchier. To me, it's a little bit generic. In terms of the ad creative, on my screen, it could be my screen because I've got like dark mode on and a filter to help my eyes, but I can't read this text. And like the contrast with this color and the white for me is a little bit hard to see. It could just be my screen. Kind of same here. I'm kind of struggling to read a little bit. This text right here, I mean, this here is impossible to read. I don't know what the hell this says. I'd have to zoom in. Let's zoom in. This right here could be an ad in itself. Like this could be, you know, there's ads where you have like a dark background or white background, you just have text. It's like a statement. You could have a statement ad. That'd be pretty interesting. Almost like clickbait. And then this down here is pretty smart. Warning, enjoying the cookie may completely eliminate the processed ingredients in your sweets and leave you a cure to your cravings. that as well I would test as an ad. So literally take that text, put it over the entire thing. Do you know what I mean? Like a statement type of ad. That to me is just more interesting and is going to lead to better click-through rate. I don't know what your click-through rate is on this, but I don't know if it's going to be that high. But I'm just spitballing. Those are some ideas. Go away. There we go. Nice, keep pushing. Thank you, man. I'm always on it. Or I tried to be at least. CTR is around 3%. How are you looking at the CTR? Are you looking on CTR all or unique link click? Because if you look at CTR all, like here, I don't know if you can see this on my screen, but that's not really an accurate representation. You want to look at CTR to landing page. Yeah, that's why you've got 3%. If you look at CTR on the click to landing page, it's probably gonna be a lot lower, and that's the one you want to focus on. Here's next. What question have I missed? Let me get back up. CBO or ABO? For me, asset budget optimization all the time. It always works best. No results yet, but very good CTR CPC. 38 cents is pretty good per click. Is free speech on Meta good or bad for advertisers? I don't know. I think it's good. I think it's both. I worry about brand safety. I don't think it's going to affect some placements like Instagram stories, for example. But yeah, I'm not sure. I kind of hope that they become more slack on the ads, like what you can talk about in ads, because there are some brands that have really controversial messaging and just like good messaging in general that does the job of what an ad should do, but they always get rejected because some people get offended by what's on an ad. I'm not talking about bad stuff, just like, well, I can't really give you an example off the top of my head, but you know, there's some ads out there that get people to comment their thoughts and they get into arguments, so you get Karens. Like, I think Facebook should allow advertisers to kind of do that. Yeah, I don't know how it's going to work brand safety. What I'm interested in is that, are people going to go harder on Twitter now because they're kind of getting used to having to run ads on Meta where there is that risk of brand safety? I wouldn't trust Meta at all, so I don't think there'll be any difference at Twitter. If anything, Twitter's probably better because they've got Grok. The option for CTR, you go to this right here, where it says, for me it says column sales right now, but anyway, click on this drop down, go to performance and clicks, and then you'll be able to see the CTR, which is, where has it gone? This one right here, link click-through rate. That's what I'd be looking at, not CTR all. And it's the same for cost per click. A lot of people are looking at these two, and these are actually wrong. You want to be looking at CPC and CTR, because that would measure people going to your website. That's what you care about. You care about getting people to your site. Why don't I use outbound CTR? I don't really have a reason, to be honest. I've just always gone with what I just showed, that version of CTR. I do look at it, but I don't really obsess with it, I guess. But I'm guessing you only look at outbound CTR, right? I just like to do it on the normal way because it's looking at impressions, whereas if you look at like unique CTR, that is actually measured on the number of people reached. And I've got a lot of campaigns where the impressions are high, like, you know, I've got like a 3x frequency or whatever, bottom of funnel. So I guess that's probably why I've always done it that way. Do I prefer video or photo? At the moment, photo. Photo's working much better. What do I think of dropshipping? I think it's difficult. I think it's overly hyped, but you know, I have to come clean. I've been working with 2 guys who are dropshipping, and it's working. They're at 2x ROAS at the moment, which is really good. But that is the first dropshipping brand that I've seen work in a long time. And the only reason why it's working is because they've just really heavily invested into content on the landing page. Price point of the product that you see right here. It's about 35. I need to check the AOV for the last 7 days. About to launch local ads for my dog food business. Nice. Guys, one sec. Do I run ads on Reels on main feed? I use automatic placements most of the time, so all of them. To be honest, I can't remember the last time I only did Reels. What really sets people apart from someone who does it on their own? What is the selling point? You know which audience to choose. No, I don't know which audience to choose. I mean, most of the time you don't choose an audience, it's just broad. I guess if you work with a freelancer or an agency, if they're good, what they bring to the table is experience. So, like, I've looked over, I don't even know how many ad accounts, like hundreds, probably 1,000, I would imagine, over 9 years. And you just see everything that everybody does wrong. You see what to do in certain scenarios, like how to see a brand go from 10k a month to 100k a month. That's kind of what you bring to the table, is that experience. And then also like strategy, a lot of shortcuts. Like, I'm getting to the point now where someone will reach out to me on TikTok or look in their ad account, and within 10 minutes you solve the problem that they've had for the last 3 months. So I guess that's what you kind of bring to the table. You're helping them shortcut. And you get a lot of business owners that hate using Ads Manager. Like, Ads Manager is a mess. And it's kind of boring sometimes just staring at this stuff, you know what I mean? But I do think that everyone that has their own brand should run their ads before they hire someone, because then they know when they hire someone if they're doing a good job, or they at least know what's going on. Otherwise, I think you become very vulnerable. You're going to get scammed. Do I use manual bids? On a couple of ad accounts, yeah, I use cost per result, or on Google I use bidding all the time. Target CPA, target ROAS. Kennedy, you did 280k in December, 30% margin. This week you're at 10% margin. It's hard to give you a straight answer without looking in the ad account. December was very high. I mean, you've got obviously the end of Q4, like people got more money to spend, gifting, right? So you're naturally gonna get that drop off. What might be happening, this would be my guess, if I was to take a wild guess, what might be happening is that you've saturated your audience. Like 280k in December is a decent amount of revenue, and you're now showing those ads to those same people. They're not converting. So what you instead need to be doing is doubling down on top of funnel for January. And January is an interesting month because I would say like most brands I'm working with right now are actually doing very well, because you've got brands from last year who've now cut down on their spending. So this like first 2 or 3 weeks of January is pretty cheap to advertise. But in general, when you get such a drop in margin like that, what you've got to do is just look at the big picture. Look in GA4, analyze the traffic that's come to the site. You know, is it exiting as soon as it gets to your site? Has your conversion rate gone down? If it has, can you look at why that is? Is it because you've doubled down on TikTok this month instead of Facebook? Because that's another thing that happens. If you start sending loads of TikTok traffic to your site from ads, your conversion rate goes down. Your margin will go down. Do you think someone like you with experience could scale any brand that provides value? I mean, yeah. A freelancer or an agency can scale a brand very quickly if that brand has got essentially product market fit. Like they've got something that people want, they've got a track record. It will absolutely work. If you're a startup, you haven't yet figured that out, then the job of that agency is to really work with you and figure that out. You know, what messaging are people buying into? Are carousel ads working better than static? Or if static ads are working, what is the headline? You know, you've got to be so specific. Like I worked with a jewelry brand and we found that people with tattoos, like tattoo sleeves, wearing the jewelry were getting a better conversion rate than just your generic model. Why is CTR all so much higher? The reason why is because that version of click-through rate is measured when people are scrolling through the feed and then they stop and click into your ad, not necessarily click over to your landing page. And so CTR all just means that it's tracking all clicks, whereas the other way is just tracking people that go from the ad to the landing page. And that's what you want, because you want people to check out on your site. If your AOV went down 10%, I would look at where you're sending the traffic to. If you've got multiple SKUs, you're doing like DPA ads, you know, the dynamic stuff. What is Facebook or Google serving? It might be that they're serving products that are on sale. I've had that issue before with a shoe brand. it was doubling down on that outlet. So we had to go and manually exclude that from happening. If you partner with someone starting a brand, what's the question? If people are clicking but they're not going to what, the landing page? I don't understand your question. Let me see if I could show you this dropshipping fashion brand. Because it's very interesting. Like, fashion is very hard and dropshipping is very hard. And the two together, you don't usually see that succeed, especially dropshipping. I'll show you. If my browser loads, come on. Why is it that if you have a Mac or a MacBook, like after a year of owning it, it just declines like rapidly in performance? I don't know if it's done on purpose. I can't even get into. Come on. Right, this is the dropshipping store. Hold on. Now, bearing in mind, these guys have started with literally nothing. So they're not going to be crazy numbers. Right, this is not in the right date range, so let's do last 30 days. I think I've been working with them for about 2 weeks. Wait, if I make this like that, can you guys see this? So they've done 2.4 so far. 57 euro average order value. You can see here, like, they did nothing and then kind of out of nowhere. We're actually this month doing very well. I think yesterday was probably one of the best days, like 366 euros in a day. Conversion rate is 2.39%. 57 euro AOV. They have multiple products. So these guys were like, I want you to test 5 products a day. Like, they just want to test like crazy. It doesn't work. And I had to really push them back and say, you shouldn't do that. Like, you have limited budget. Focus on what we think is going to work and what's got the data. And the reason why these guys are succeeding is because all we've done is we've looked at the data and we've optimized around that data. So in Ads Manager, it's literally this. Let me change this right here. What should I do? Let's see this. So 36 purchases, last 3 days. And this isn't even accurate either. We have an issue at the moment with the German campaigns. They can't track for whatever reason. But look, broad. So basically I have one ad set broad in the UK, one ad set that's broad in Germany, and then another ad set in Germany that's also broad. And then on the ad creative level, it's a carousel. That's it. And we've looked at the data. These guys have no track record, like no brand. You probably wouldn't even heard of them. You wouldn't know about them. They have no social proof, nothing. So it's working. And we didn't do any of these like stupid methods. We've just had one budget and just increase the spend day by day. And then put loads of social proof on landing pages, broke down the product, got brand story. They even used AI images to have a couple who are talking about having this story. Yeah, it's kind of fake, but it's working. And now we're just going to work to scale. Scale as quickly as possible. It's kind of odd. Like I said, I've never seen dropshipping work like so quickly. I'm still skeptical about it, to be honest, but the numbers are looking good. The product is fashion. Literally dropshipping fashion from China, which is mad. How much do I increase the spend day by day? 20% maximum, but at the moment it's probably about 10 to 15%. And then sometimes they want to increase the spend quite a bit, so I just have to create a new ad set. Mason, what's up, man? Any templates for digital products? I'd have to take a look. I'm about to upload another. Well, I've got another 500 ad templates actually to upload, but it takes a while. So I'm going to try and get another like 20 or 30. So I'll make sure that I have some digital product templates for you. We've got quite a few on there. How long do you think an ad needs to run before its numbers are accurate? I'd say 7 days. You may have heard of like a 7-day attribution window. That's really how Facebook works. So outside of that 7-day window, it doesn't really count conversions. But up to that point of launching, you can get delayed attribution, delayed data showing up. So that ad set I just showed you in Germany, I think they've had like 7 orders in Germany, but Facebook only shows 2. And like I said, they don't have SEO, Google Ads, organic content, none of that stuff. So it's all coming from paid ads. We've only just launched Germany as well, like 4 days ago. And Facebook is only showing 2 sales. What do you do if your ads are stuck in Learn Limited? I wouldn't do anything, to be honest. Like, you see that a lot. It's always going to be a learning. I think the learning phase is a bit of a scam. Like, it's trying to force you to spend a lot of money in a short period of time to try and exit the learning phase. And Facebook is trying to suggest that if you spend, $2,000 in the next week, you'll exit the learning phase, you'll get really good ROAS. It's not true, because the brands I've seen that have done that, they then decline the next week, and then it goes up again and it goes back down. So Facebook is always in this learning phase. You never really exit. So I wouldn't pay attention to it. And it's the same when you're creating some ad sets. Like, you might add in exclusions and it says that the audience size is like really small or it can't be reached. You just have to ignore it. But obviously, as you get data in Ads Manager and in a campaign or ad set, it does optimize. But yeah, don't get caught up on trying to exit the learning phase. What happens if you increase your spend from 10 to 100 a day? You might get lucky and get sales, but I think what would most realistically happen is it just crashes. You get no sales, and any sales you do get are like super expensive. You've got to increase in increments. And that's what I've done with that brand I just showed you. You know, the two guys behind it, like, oh, look, the ads are working. We want to spend 500 a day. And I've had to kind of, like, look at the chart right here. For the last 7 days. You know, these are very small numbers, but it applies at any level. Like, just slowly increase it. Don't suddenly take it up from 100 to 300, because it won't continue going up. It'll just crash. Gary, thanks for likes. What do you recommend for new ad accounts to avoid getting suspended? I mean, you shouldn't get suspended unless you're doing something like, I don't know, weight loss or in finance. Just make sure you pay your invoices on time from Facebook. Make sure you don't have any locks on your cards, so I can trigger it. That's all I can really say. Like, it is possible that you do get suspended. You just have to get it manually reviewed. Is that website in German? They've got a plugin that automatically translates. Do you always start the ad at £10 a day? No, I never start at £10 a day. Facebook is an auction. It's like eBay. So think of it as essentially a bidding war against other advertisers. If you start an ad set or a campaign even at £10 a day, but your CPA is, let's say, 40, well, now you're underbidding. So if you've got limited budget, you're better off just launching one thing at a time rather than doing like 50 a day divided by 3. Do I use catalog for sales campaigns? Yeah, sometimes. I do a lot of DPA ads. They're pretty good. They're actually very profitable, to be fair. Building a brand that will focus on German market. Nice. Germany's honestly always top performer. And I hear Poland is good as well. I've not tested it yet, but apparently it's very profitable for some brands. Average cost per result today, it depends on which ad account, but for this one it's about 15, I think. Any experience with service-based business? Yeah, I've worked with loads of those types of companies. Your pixel is not working in the ad set, but the data set said it is. What are you seeing in the ad set? Like, what error are you seeing? If it's not letting you create or publish an ad set with the pixel you want to use, it could be a permissions issue. So go to your business settings, go to people, and just make sure you're assigned to the data set. No activity found. No activity found, then either your pixel is not installed correctly on the site, or you don't have any data on that event, and so you need to go and basically like buy from your store. That's actually something I get every single brand to do. If they're starting from scratch, I make them buy their own product from the store with a pixel on there and make sure that the purchase event works. And then Facebook also then knows what a purchase event is on your store. What's the minimum daily spend for German fashion industry? I mean, personally, I wouldn't spend any less than 100 a day. You could probably get away with spending like maybe 50 a day or something, but again, it depends on what your cost per result is. You know, if your cost per sale is 25 euros, then you could get away with spending 50 a day. If it's 80, then you need to spend that per day. Do I work with US dropshippers? I mean, I can do. How can you scale with shopping ads? I mean, in general, like, increase your spend by 15-20% a day if it's working. And then it's just a case of making sure that you have the right structure in place. So you need to spend enough per day on top of funnel, enough bottom of funnel. Usually means about 70% of your budget would go top of funnel, and then the rest go bottom of funnel. Keep testing. For shopping ads, like if you're doing DPAs, things like that, look at different product sets. Keep updating the primary text. That's kind of what you really need to do. Alright guys,